Ross, sauce it up.
Pull up in a ride, yeah, painted with some decals. I ain't never stopped, can't be trusting any females. Got a shorty blog, had her texting through the email. Walking right on top, I won't fall, that's a detail.
Woo! What's going on? Fresh new camera, oh my goodness. This looks beautiful, I love it. Yeah, today, we are literally doing something crazy. Alright, we're doing something a little different today. And we're gonna be doing this this is a series. It's called Brain Gainz, Brain Gainz, Brain Gainz, Brain Gainz, Gainz. If you know Ubi, shout out to Ubi. Anyways, what this is about is basically, this is the day to learn, all right? Sometimes, I don't care how much school you guys been having. I don't care how much school you guys been having. It's the time to learn. It's time to get lit. And we got some fun with this, okay? So basically, every single week we're gonna be having a different topic, and with these topics, they're gonna be super fire, right? We're gonna be talking about whatever the case may be, and every time you're learning something, or having fun, or reacting to it, you know, we're criticizing it, whatever the case may be. And I mean, overall, it's just an amazing thing. Brain games is where we strain the brain and remain to obtain education facts while we entertain. Sugar cane. You feel me? So let's just get into it. This is gonna be lit. You guys are going to love this. I'm gonna love this. This is something that's gonna be coming out every single week. We're gonna figure out exactly what date we should push this to. But until now, it don't matter what we push it to. It's on a Friday. It's on a Friday. I mean, it's being uploaded on Saturday, but it's recorded. Doesn't matter. But first, we gotta switch the vibe a little second. Hold on. To see, I mean, I have to throw on the nerdy glasses. I might take them off. I'm gonna take off them for now. But yes, on to the next camera. All right. Oh my God, I haven't done that in so long. Listen here. Today, we're gonna be talking about a little something called DMT. Okay, methyltryptamine. Okay, and if you don't know what that is, man, oh man, a lot of people do, a lot of people don't. This is an experience where this is like no other, right? DMT is actually within us, it's within plants, it's within animals, it's within all of us. That's really how we have our dreams. DMT is just something that, but I mean, if you get exposed to it for real, that's where that's where it really, like it says, for thousands of years, people have been using psychedelic drugs for found in plants, mushrooms, and animals for spiritual recreational purposes. One such chemical, dimethyltryptamine, creates intense and unusual experience for up to 30 minutes inhaled via smoking or vaping. These experiences often involve visions and changes in emotion and thinking, which are sometimes interpreted as feeling the compelling presence of another consciousness entity, such as an angel or even an alien. So we're talking about, even by looking at this picture, like, it just looks crazy. There's a lot of, like, I can just get a little just something about, like, DMT. Like, I mean, this is the things you can, I mean, this is not guaranteed, but I mean, this stuff is just like, look at it. I know this one's not, like, imagine, I mean, I feel like this is something that you would probably, like, this is more realistic. Off of the DMT trips I've heard, it's more of not like any other psychedelics. It's not like you're seeing things moving, and like, this is straight, like, you're in a whole nother world. Look at this. Like, this is what I feel like DMT is, but more, right? This looks crazy. Like, this looks crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Now we're really just gonna get into, you know, what, like, everything about DMT, because I know it looks crazy. Like, imagine seeing this on DMT. Like, you can see, I mean, this is something they're just really not good at describing it, because this is something, like I said, you just can't describe. So the first thing I really want to talk about is, you know, just a little bit of facts, the cool facts about DMT. You know, boom. Where does DMT actually come from? So DMT naturally occurs in many plant species, which have been used in religious ceremonies in some South American countries for centuries. And it can also be made in a laboratory from a frog with specific plants. And, like, you know, like I said, it's within us. But like I said, it's more of that plant species. And I can't wait to actually, I think when I take DMT, I want to make it. I'm going to be honest, because I'm going to take it on my 21st birthday. Fun fact. But that's so cool, because it's just like, yo, this is on the earth and we're able to use it, and it you feel me? This is like the holy grail of the drugs. And I don't like to use drugs because it's like, it makes it sound so horrible. And I know, going back to what I was saying about the whole dream, there's a pineal gland that produces some of it in our brain while we sleep, which is cool. And then we're gonna talk about what it actually feels like, and then I'm gonna get into a video, which is super, super cool. Honestly, you can't, like, whatever this is saying, you can't even really just, like, go off of what this is saying. This is a one-in-a-lifetime experience that you need to experience. With, like, I'm gonna read this real quick. As with most drugs, DMT can affect people in many different ways. Some truly enjoy the experience, others find it overwhelming or frightening. Right, this is something that you need to take on your time. People, if you really have no fear within anything, alright. Me, I have a fear of the dark, or it's stupid fears that I'm, not stupid, but fears that I'm getting over, and also just, like, things like this, I cannot take yet. That's why you have to be ready for things like this, right? As far as the psychoactive effects, people have described the feeling that they're traveling at warp speed through a tunnel at bright lights and shapes. Like, you see, like, as cool as hell as that sound, for me, because I'm not an imagination type of girl, you know, I want to do things like this, but it's overwhelming for somebody like myself right now. Others describe having an out-of-body experience and feel like they've just changed into something else. So, meaning, it's more like I don't know if you guys know what astral projecting is, and we'll actually probably get, oh, yeah, we're gonna save that. Like, it's some form of an astral projection, but I want to say it's something else. You know, I feel like it's something else. There are also some people who report visiting other worlds and communicating with elf-like beings. Some people report pretty rough come down that leaves them feeling unsettled, right? So how long does it actually take? I mean, I know DMT kicks in, synthetic DMT kicks in pretty fast, producing 5 to 10 minutes. But I know people that literally take a couple puffs and they be out like a light then, right? 3 puffs and you're, and then you start to feel it. So, I mean, how long does it last? Oh, that's crazy. 30 to 45 minutes. I actually thought from the people that I've heard it's about 15 minutes. But I mean, if it's 30 to 45 minutes and you're really into it, I feel like it's gonna be amazing. And I know, like, when you're dreaming, you feel like you've been in the dream forever, but I've really been in the dream for 15 minutes. I mean, shoot. And I know you guys are probably like, alright, there has to be some type of side effects to this stuff. Like, what are the effects? Not side effects, right? So, euphoria, floating, vivid hallucinations, altered sense of time, depersonalization. Meaning, like, you know, like, it's basically you're not within your body. You're in a complete, and usually you want to close your eyes when you're in DMT. And I mean, I think it would naturally close your eyes because you're just in that world of what the fuck. I mean, when you open your eyes, just like, everything around you is different as well. But I mean, you want to close your eyes for this one. Keep in mind, some people experience lingering mental effects for days after use, which is pretty cool, depending on how your trip was. Because you don't want it to be a bad trip, and it's like, you feel me? So I highly advise, if anybody after this video really wants to do it, and takes, honestly, you have to find this probably in the dark web, respectfully. But, I mean, anybody that actually wants to do this, I highly advise, one, you find yourself a trip buddy. That's with any type of trip. If you're ever taking any trip, do not do it alone, because I've heard of a lot of bad experiences with people taking trips alone. First thing you see, do not take DMT alone. Do the company and people, you trust, right? Find a buddy, you know, consider your surroundings, be in a safe and comfortable place. Personally, I want to do it in Greece or Bali, whatever place. All I know is or Dubai. Doesn't matter. You know, take a seat. Sit down, comfy ass pillow, floating. I think I'm going to take it in, like, the most comfiest beanbag there can ever be. That's a plan. I just thought about that. Keep it simple. You know, don't combine, you can't even combine DMT with alcohol or anything, to be respectfully honest. I mean, pick the right time. You know, it's pretty intense, like, very intense. I mean, so what is DMT? Due to Joe Rogan. Hello, Joe. Joe Rogan has taken DMT multiple times, and he's going to really just break down exactly what it is.
This is the story of DMT, or dimethyltryptamine.
Yes, dimethyltryptamine.
A simple compound found throughout nature which has profound effects on human consciousness.
Even though it's the most powerful psychedelic drug known to man, it's in every single ecosystem all over the world. It exists in plants and grasses, and it's everywhere. I mean, it's really the craziest drug to be illegal everywhere because everyone's got it in their system. It's like everyone's holding. That was like Terence McKenna's line. Yeah, and it's pretty intense stuff, man. If you do it, you will talk to intelligent beings from other dimensions.
You hear this?
For real. I mean, it sounds crazy. You would think that if there's something like that, that it would be on the front page. It's amazing that people don't know about it. I mean, it's the most incredible experience. I mean, we are such an experience-obsessed society. I mean, everybody wants to go whitewater rafting, and people want to talk about, my uncle climbed Mount Everest. It's all about experiences. We all want to ride roller coasters and see the craziest movies. There is a little powder, and you smoke this little powder, and it will change the way you look at everything. You won't care about UFOs. If a UFO landed right up there, I'd be like, wow, yeah, they're probably from another planet. Whatever. It's not DMT. DMT is 100,000 times crazier than that. It's like mushrooms times 1,000,000 plus aliens. That's what it's like. And literally, I mean, it sounds, it's crazier than you could possibly imagine or describe. If you take DMT, you will communicate with something. And it's so beyond description that me talking about it is like trying to explain a kaleidoscope to a blind man. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, there's no way you could explain it. I mean, it's so beyond.
And that's going back to what I said when they're trying to explain exactly how does it feel. You cannot explain this feeling because everyone has a different trip. Just like when you're taking any other drug, everyone has a different trip. But this one specifically, it's just like different. Like, we're talking about different. Anybody can do like, I've heard so many different stories, but we're gonna.
You can explain, but something communicates with you when you do this stuff. And my words do it no justice. The craziest thing about DMT is DMT is literally like having a meeting with God. It's like having a meeting with divine, unbelievably wise, incredibly loving energy, like whatever it is, the source of everything. And it leaves you so humbled that after it's over, you have it's like literally like you're still you still look like you still wear the same clothes you are, but you're not really you anymore. I mean, you literally have been changed. You have experienced something that very few humans experience. And the thought to me that people can go through their entire lives and not know about this is an incredible waste of time. It's like your life could be so much more positive and so much more interesting and fascinating, and you would be so much more humble and aware of what you really are, where you really stand if you just have this experience. The crazy thing is you can get alcohol everywhere. You go to Dwayne Reed and buy a jug of wine and get effed up. You know? I mean, we have drugs that are available. I mean, how many times you talk to a girl, oh, I don't do drugs. Meanwhile, she's hammered, smoking a cigarette. I mean, everybody, there's drugs, caffeine. I mean, I'm drinking a coffee right now. It's sanctioned. It's a sanctioned drug because it's great for capitalism. It keeps you going, it keeps you working. But there's drugs out there that are actually good for you. There's drugs out there that are actually good for your mind. I do drugs because I find the state that psychedelic drugs put you in very fascinating and very introspective, and you can learn a lot about yourself. You can learn a lot about life because it removes you and your ego from the equation. You get to look at things from like a newborn's perspective. That's why I do it. I don't do anything I don't do coke or meth or anything dangerous, anything that's addictive. I've never done coke. I've never done speed. I've never done heroin. I won't do anything that can hurt you. But psychedelic drugs, they're very different. With this big blanket that we put on everything, we call everything drugs. That's a broad term that encompasses everything from like NyQuil to DMT. I mean, they're all drugs. I mean, they all affect your consciousness. It's like, how do they affect your consciousness, though? I'm not interested in anything that messes me up. I'm not interested in anything that gives me brain damage or anything that makes me, addicted to it. I'm only interested in things that can alter my state of consciousness for the better. It's very, very intense.
Alter my state of consciousness before
it's a human neurotransmitter. It's actually one of the most transient drugs ever exhibited in the body because your body brings it down to baseline really quickly. Your body brings it down to baseline in like 10 to 15 minutes. It's really crazy.
What's that mean, down to baseline?
It means, like, say, if you have it, you're high, you go to that dimension, whoa, blows out, and then 15 minutes later, you're back normal. And the crazy thing is, it's just like dreams. You wake up, and you're like, the craziest dream was me and my buddy Mike, and we were kids, but we had a sled, and my mom was there. And then 5 minutes later, you're like, what the hell is my dream? Yeah. That's exactly what a DMT trip is like. It's like gold dust slipping through your fingers.
With fractals and lights, I landed in this computer chip city that looked very familiar.
This one's cooler, this is more like fun tales. This is actually somebody taking the trip and then speaking to you about it.
My name is Shane Moss, and this is the story of the first time that I smoked DMT. So this was several years ago. I was in Dallas, Texas. I was doing shows. A comic came up to me afterwards, and he was like, hey, have you ever smoked DMT before?
First off, that's so fucking random. Like, imagine a cowboy just, you ever smoked DMT? First off, sir, may I get a thank you for my great congratulations on my great, what was he doing on the back?
It was a comic
Doing shows, was doing, like,
came up to me
have you ever
afterward.
done DMT before?
And he was like, hey, have you ever smoked DMT before? I was like, no, never heard of it. And he's like, well, you'd like it. You're a trippy dude. So he takes me to this guy's house.
And he goes to the guy's house. I'm like,
The guy's like, have you ever done mushrooms before? And I was like, oh yeah, tons of mushrooms. He's like, okay, well, nothing like mushrooms. Okay. What was that question all about then? Just some odd census that you do? And he's right.
glue?
Mushrooms and DMT are nothing alike. Mushrooms might make like cars seem shinier than normal, or plants move about in a way that you haven't noticed before. That is not the DMT experience.
Yeah, that's 100%. Like, shrooms, that's what, like, shrooms is. It's different. But I know for a fact that DMT, I know it's so much more different.
In any way, DMT is like, hey, you know all of this reality and perception that you are super familiar with and very convinced is real? Well, sorry about this. Zip. Tent of lies collapses, something else entirely going on. It is a real red pill, blue pill, matrixy kind of moment. And he goes, take this bong, and you want to have 3 of the biggest hits you can possibly take out of this bong. I was like, no problem. I used to have a 6-foot bong when I was 17 years old, which I felt pretty dumb about until now. I realized I have been training for this moment for a very long time. And he's like, well, just so you know, it comes on very fast and it's very intense. You're gonna have the first hit, you're probably gonna feel weird. Then you'll have the second hit. That's when it's too much for most people. Most people think they had too much, something's gone wrong, they want to stop. Whatever you do, don't stop. You have to keep going. You have to get that third hit. You'll break through to this other space. And I was like, whatever with the build-up, dude. And I took that bong, I took the first hit of that bong, and right away I was like, oh, I'm turning into a cartoon. Have I always been a cartoon, or am I just now turning into a cartoon? Well, I guess I'll just be a cartoon, smoking a bong.
Yo, I swear to God, if I take a pull of a bong with DMT and I'm a fucking cartoon, I'm sorry, it's giving me tears.
And I took the second hit, and then all of this, the entire universe just started shaking violently and collapsing. I was like, oh no, I just did all the drugs. Guess I'm going to die now. And he saw the panic on my face, and he's like, one more. I was like, well, nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah, word fucking.
And I started filling up this bong for the third hit, and it was nice and milky white. I took a breath before clearing it, and then this sense of peace just washed over me. And then everything I've ever known just goes ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, gone. And then it was just me in this bong in space. Not like planets or stars or anything, just a black infinite void. Brought the bong with me. And the smoke inside the bong turned into electricity, and that electricity turned into codes. I was like, this is gonna be weird. And then I smoked all those codes up, and then I just shot through a tunnel of fractals and lights and strange colors, and I landed in this hologram computer chip city made out of codes that looked...
By the way, this is 1000% real. This is not bullshit.
Very familiar for some reason. Like, I had been there many times before, and it was made out of these lights that were communicating with me in this way that I could understand perfectly. Like thoughts without words, clearer than I've ever understood anything. And right away it was just like, welcome! So happy to see you! I was like, oh, damn. Well, you really did it this time, Shane. You broke your brain. Now what are you gonna do? You live here now. And it just goes, hey, calm down, focus, pay attention. And then just started building these buildings. They were coming together like clockwork. And it was like, this is how I talk. It's all very difficult to explain. Now, do you understand? I was like, I guess so. And it's like, now, do you really want to see something? Like, it's going to show me the meaning of life or something. And I was like, all right. And it's like, look over here. And I looked over, and there was just this weird, out of place cartoon cat just laughing at me. I looked back like, what? He's like, I'm just fucking with you. And that was it. That was the end of my trip. I was 100% back to normal, as clear-headed as I've ever been in my entire life, going, what the hell was that?
Tales from the...
So,
Last one, y'all. We're gonna call it. I know these are amazing.
Hi, I'm Kenny DeForest, and this is the time I smoked DMT and partied at a disco in the sky with Questlove. So we got the DMT, there was 5 of us, and what we decided to do was smoke it one at a time in my buddy's bedroom. The first time I went, I hit the DMT one time, I held it in, and I immediately heard the DMT sound. It's like a train is coming to mow you over, but it never quite comes. Hit it again. Now it's louder. The world's starting to break apart. Everything's waving. And as I'm completely losing control, one more hit, drop the pipe. When you go to a store and you're just running in real quick, so you just leave the car running with the keys in it, that was my body. And I was like, I'll be right back, body. I'm gonna run in here and just see what's popping off in this pharmacy up here. And all of a sudden I arrived in, I guess what you could only describe as a cosmic disco. And the vibe was very much like,
What's up, Kenny? Welcome, man. We've been waiting for you.
there was 3
Are you serious? I can't wait for my people. Like, y'all cooks, I've been waiting. Like, yo, what's good?
entities there, right? To the right, there was a figure I would describe female energy over here. She had long braids hanging out the back, and she was kind of dancing like this. Almost looked like a quarterback pump faking, just over and over again. And then next to her, he kind of looked like a cartoon version of Questlove from The Roots, and just kind of looking at me like, it's about to get crazy up here. And I was like, I think you might be right. And then the entity directly in front of me was a lot more mysterious, very still. There was no face. And I had this sense of like, are you ready? And I was like, oh, I think so. And the light from his robe began to shoot out in a beam, and it came right towards me. And as soon as it hit my body, this really loud buzzing started. And I could hear it and I could feel it. It was making my teeth chatter. And so then the light starts to move around my body as the buzzing follows it. Zzzz, and it just felt like everywhere it touched, I was healing, right? And it like paused on my liver kind of for a long time. And I was like, okay, I get it. I drink too much. All right, I'll do something. I understand, okay? You can leave the liver alone now. And then zzz, I was like, I get it. And he grabbed my hand and we started to fly. And as we're flying, I started to realize that we were kind of taking a tour of Earth, but it was in the future, and the Earth was completely at peace. And we're going through every continent, every country, and everyone's just dancing and kind of looking out to the orb like, yeah, we did it. And all of a sudden, I felt my mouth get wedged open. And then when that happened, a tube extended from the orb down to my mouth, and then the bright light from everything inside the orb slowly came down through the tube into my mouth. And I was like, this is a lot for a Tuesday for sure. I was suddenly just back. I don't know. I think if I could give you any takeaway, it would be, they say dance like no one's watching, and I guess that's cool, but what would be even better is to dance like 3 benevolent, loving aliens are watching, and they're very proud of you. So maybe try that.
Tales from the...
I'm gonna end it off here, y'all. Holy balls, my opinions. Let's talk about my opinions real quick on DMT. Just off hearing, like, yo, look how crazy that looks. Yo, I'd be like, yo, make me the Flash. Yo, oh my goodness. I can't really explain how I feel right now. Like, it's just so, because I felt like I found the key to life. I didn't know, not even life, just like every life. I found the key in this specific life, DMT. I can go back to these places and I can see everything. I can hear spiritual guides, people welcoming me. Like, what? Yo, Cooks, you're finally here. Like, bitch, what? Like, the fact that you're already there and I'm not there, I'm jealous. But I mean, I mean, maybe you get to choose. Maybe it's like the blue pill. I don't know. But I mean, wow. That was amazing. That was amazing. I very speechless. I mean, I can't wait. Like I said, 21st birthday. When I'm ready, I will take DMT. I know you can find specific things, anything, if you guys want anything else on DMT, if you want to find books about it. I'm gonna make DMT. Look, this is literally how to make DMT, which is cool. You know, encounters with DMT, lots of things. And then, you know, you can also, in other places, you can find more information, animated.
Everyone's just
super cool. Look, shrooms and acid, Jesus Christ. Animated series of people's trips and a whole bunch of crazy things. Just super dope. So I mean,
everyone's just.
I mean, you definitely should check these guys out. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was the first debut of Brain Gainz, and man, it was amazing. Don't take drugs, kid, but take DMT. Respectfully. But I mean, that's about it. I hope everyone has really enjoyed this, y'all. If you didn't, you're bugging. Hope you enjoyed the first debut. Learned something new, because I did, you know. Make sure you smash that like button, alright? If you don't smash the like button, what do you do? 2, make sure you hit that bell. If you don't smash that bell, you're gonna miss out on amazing videos like this. You're bugging. Lastly, most definitely, you should smash the subscribe button. Because if you don't, in your next life, you'll become this guy. Peace.